Hey, how's it going? My name's Josh. This is Eva Trades, and this is going to be the June 20th trade review. It's Tuesday, and I'm up 120 on the day, hitting my daily goal. Let's go take a look at how I did it, the ins and the outs of my trades, and see something. I don't know what. Let's go see.
Eva Trades.
I had a momentary lapse in thought there for a second, so I just decided to let's just go look. It is Tuesday after all, so this is my progress. Let's go down here to the larger. So this was phase one, phase two, and I'm currently in phase three. Daily goal is $100. Risk per trade is 50, and I'm trying to make $2,000 in this phase. Phase three, I'm over halfway there. However, I'm running a little bit behind as compared to the last two phases. I did them each in a little bit less than 2 months. I'm on track right now with phase three to get it done in just over 2 months, but that could change. So we'll see how that goes. Well, let's take a look at the trades now. So I traded several stocks today. BOF was one that made some pretty good moves. It was the first one I saw this morning making some good moves pre-market, but then it sold off. I didn't, of course, trade it, but it sold off after it hit $7 and then kind of just went sideways. And then, made a little move up here and then sold off again. And then we kind of went sideways some more. The bell rings and we are looking like we might make a break for 611. So I jump in it here twice and I sell twice up here, and that puts me up about $70 on the ticker. Then it pulls back, it forms a low of day. Then we have an inside bar, another inside bar that breaks bullish. So I jump in it twice. I sell half as we break through this resistance. Let me get rid of this line. So you can see our new high of day up here is 615. So we broke through that. I sold half, holding the rest for the bigger move. Well, we come back down. I get stopped out. And then it hits this support down here. I missed that trade. It comes back up and I jump back in it kind of late. I'm holding that to see if we get a move back up. We don't. It comes down through here and I get stopped out. And then we drop down through here. There's a support right here. And so I'm jumping in it right there and I'm holding it again. I'm adding to it here on this next support down here. But then I end up getting back out of it for another loss. So that's two losses in a row after having a nice win. And so I end up finishing down on BOF $47.76 in the negative. And then I traded NUWE, and this is one I believe. Yeah, I was watching this pre-market. It was on the Gap scan. And we had an inside bar that looked like we might break bullish and get a move up to 390. So I jumped in it there. Didn't work. Comes back down and I get stopped out right there. I get back in it here on this support level, and oftentimes that'll work, but it didn't on this one, and that I ended up taking a loss on it here. I didn't take a full stop. I just took myself out of the trade. And then it consolidates, we get an equilibrium and we start to break back out. So then I jump in it right there and I sell as we are coming up to this resistance right here. And so I was down over 100. I made back some of that loss, finished down 90 on the ticker. RIVN, not too bad. This one here, I kind of had it as a wild card. I wasn't really sure it was going to do anything. It has a larger float, but I know it can make some moves, and I've made money on it in the past. We started out with a little move here, and then we were going sideways, inside bar, looking pretty good here. We started to break out on that inside bar. You see that? So I jumped in it there. I'm selling it here, and then I'm getting back in it here, taking myself out of the trade break even right there. I just wasn't sure on this one. We had this 1551 level that we did actually break through right here. So I was like, well, I've seen it many times before. We'll break through it and then we come back down, like on BOF, how we broke through and then we came back down. And same here. We broke through it here and then we came back down. So I was like, well, that could happen. So I took myself back out of it before I ended up taking a loss. Well, We make a move up, we close above that resistance, we start to break out here on this candle. I jump in it twice, sell it up there, pretty nice. And so I'm up 143 on RIVN. It's nice to see that kind of momentum. That's awesome. SOXS, I was watching pre-market or as the bell rang, and it turns out the inverse of SOXS, which is SOXL, which is this one, was the one making the moves up. They usually move opposite of each other. And so I pulled it up, and by the time I did, it was doing this. It was breaking out of this consolidation pattern over the top of this resistance. I jump in it twice. I jump in it again. I sell it up there. It pulls back, and I jump in it a couple of times looking for a higher low and a higher high. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to get it, so I just take myself out of the trade there. Comes down here, and then it starts to break out, and then I sell up here for a small profit. And then I buy one more time down here off of this support level. That was a previous high a day. It's also the volume weighted average price. But it didn't look like it was going to bounce. So I got out of it for a little tiny loss. We did end up getting a little bounce, but I wouldn't have made a whole lot. Anyways, finished up 37.90 on SOXL. I traded SPY, and I historically do not do well with SPY. I don't think I've ever won on SPY. For whatever reason, there wasn't really a lot happening, and I saw this nice move up, this little pullback. It looked like the EMAs might cross over, and so I buy this breakout a couple of times. But then I realized that there's some other trading I want to do on other stocks, and because SPY is so expensive, that those two orders that I got filled on used up all of my buying power, and so I couldn't buy anything on other stocks. So I just went ahead and sold it for a $3 loss, and a good thing too, because it ended up coming down. But yeah, that was it for SPY. So VCIG, this one here was our leading gapper this morning. Didn't look, our gappers didn't look that great this morning. Honestly, things were selling off, but we opened up below the volume weighted average price, but I was looking for, so we had a 1 minute trend change here. I noted that pre-market with a higher low and higher high. And so I was going to look for a 5 minute trend change, but basically what I was looking for here was a 1 minute, our next 1 minute higher low and higher high. And so we started to see it. We started to break out. So I jumped in it there and sold as we broke through the resistance. We come back down into this area, and I bought it again. And I don't quite remember this. I guess I held this, it looks like, and I sold it down here for a loss. And then we had an inside bar, and then an inside bar bull break. And this is a lot like, which one was it? I don't remember now. There's a lot like RIVN, where we had that inside bar bull break. So kind of the same sort of scenario. So I bought it twice. I sold it right below that resistance, right below the volume weighted average price. I didn't want to hold that in case it comes back down and rejects off the volume weighted average price. Well, we make a move back up above it right here. And so I jump in it 1, 2, 3, 4 times, a little risky, but this it had the feel of a stock that was going to make a move up to that next level. And it came close to 417. I actually tapped it right up here. Of course, I sold before it hit that. I was up pretty good, so I decided to get out. It taps 417, it pulls back, and by this time I'm done trading. And then we're watching this, and I'm saying, okay, we made this move up here, and I'm like, okay, let's look for an equilibrium, because I prefer that we consolidate a little bit below 417 before we break out, because there's a better chance that we'll see continuation that way. And so we did consolidate. We got this little higher low, and I'm like, okay, you could jump in right there, put your stop loss down here maybe. I would jump in it twice. That's usually how I do it. And then as it starts to move up, I sell half, so I book some profit. And then if it comes down, it stops me out on that other half. The loss isn't so bad. But if it makes a move higher, then it turns out to be a pretty good win. Either way, I'm protecting my profits or my money. So yeah, then it makes a move up, breaks out through the highs there, that 430 level, but now it's kind of selling off a little bit. Yeah, we're consolidating on the 15. minute time frame. And well, anyways, that was it for me. I traded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stocks today, and I bought a lot of breakouts. My focus primarily has been on buying pullbacks. At least that's what I've been wanting to focus on. But sometimes when these stocks are moving, buying the breakouts, selling, or buying high and selling higher is oftentimes pretty profitable if you're in a market where that actually works out. And so anyways, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to get out of here, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something from this, and I'll see you back here first thing tomorrow morning. Bye.